Hey everyone, this is Abbas from TechRadar and we have the Intel NUC 9 Extreme kit with us today. Now the NUC PC has always been a small form factor and I've been a fan of small form factor PCs for I don't know how long. I remember having those Shuttle X PCs decades ago that you could sort of, create your own little system, and I love these smaller systems. They don't take a lot of space and offer you a lot of functionality for basically expanding your solution. So the NUC series, the NUC 9 specifically from Intel, is a completely redesigned NUC system. Let's have a look and let's see what's interesting about this. If you do enjoy this video, please make sure you subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon to get notifications on all our new videos. So let's start with the packaging. As you can see, this is probably a press sample. I'm not sure if this is what it retails at. It's a nice box that's protected quite well. You've got a belt over here that kind of protects the box where it will open it up, and this is the Core i9 version of it. It comes in Core i7 and i5 as well. And on the back here you have some of the specs listed, so let me just kind of go through these. It says it's got the unlocked 9th gen Intel Core i9 9900HK processor. Now this is a 9th gen, not the 10th gen, the latest series of processors that is available from Intel. They decided to go with the previous model, and I think this is the one that they use on laptops, not necessarily on full-fledged desktop units. So there is going to be a little bit of performance related issues with regards to that. It's got a PCIe X16 slot with a 6 2-pin and an 8-pin PCIe. It's got a dual slot capable shared PCIe X4 8-inch graphics cards up to 225 watts, so not necessarily your latest RTX 2080 series 2080s, but the 2070s is probably something that it can support on there, which I think for most people it's pretty good for 2K gaming. You've got two Thunderbolt 3 ports, you have HDMI 2.0A ports, 6 USB 3.1 ports, Intel Wireless AX200 and Bluetooth P5. I believe that supports Wi-Fi 6, the latest standard as well. You've got two Intel Gigabit LAN ports, UHS 2 SD card slot, and a 500 watt internal power supply. I like that because you won't have any other adapters hanging out, just the power supply is built into it, makes it easy. What is needed, you need dual channel DDR4 266 SODIMMs. So SODIMMs are like obviously the small laptop kind of memory, so you'll need those modules on there. Up to 32 gigs is what it can support, or if you lower the speed a little bit, if you go to DDR4 2400, then it can go up to 64 gigs in storage. It also supports up to 3 M.2 SSDs, and it says it needs an operating system. Now Intel sent us a fully equipped unit, so let's go ahead and unbox it first and see what this unit looks like and what's included in there. So we're just gonna lay it flat, and this is nice. You just kind of click on that, you take that away from here, and okay, so this is how it sort of comes out. You can just remove that and you have a box inside a box. So this is it. Now you have some literature here as well. Let me see if I can pull this out so I can keep the box aside. Here we go. So Windows 10 license is included on there. Little screw, I'm not sure what that is for. The safety information guide, regulatory models, and a quick start guide as well. So let me just go ahead and set all of this aside, and let's come to this unit. Now it has that little skull logo that we've been seeing on Intel's NUC or NUC PCs for some time. I believe it's for Skull Trail, Skull Canyon. I could be wrong. I think Skull Canyon is probably the right one. So let's go ahead and pull that out. And we have, that is your PC. And it is, well, compared to a regular gaming PC, it's obviously a lot smaller. Let me just set this aside for a sec over here and see what else we have in here. So, what is that? Torchlight. Okay, yeah, I guess so. Cool. And a power cord, and that's pretty much all there is to it. So let's put that aside over here, and let's have a look at our NUC 9. Now it is fairly small in size. As you can see, you have the power button, SD card, and 2 USB ports up front, along with a 3.5mm. And then if we turn this around, you have the power connector, you've got the graphics card up here, and then you've got the HDMI, the network, USB, and Thunderbolt connectors over here as well. There are a couple of screws over here which will probably allow us to open the system, so let's see if we can do that. There we go. Okay, so slide it out. Just wondering if there aren't any. Okay, so no cables over here. You do have a couple of fans which I guess are connected through a magnetic connector. I kind of like that, you know, that way you don't have any cables sort of inside where you sort of worry about pulling them out when, you know, when you're pulling this out. So nice clean setup over there. And now, okay, there we go. That was quite easy. So mesh over here, which will probably allow some breathing space for your PC. I'm sorry, I'm wearing a black t-shirt, or so you can kind of see through this, but this mesh probably allows for some heat to dissipate from the PC. Let's just get that over here. Does this also come out? Yes, it does. So both sides come out. Again, the same thing, just a little mesh, so you know, heat to escape easily. All right, so let's have a look at this PC now. So let's start with this side. You can see you've got the graphics card over here. Now again, 8 inches is the maximum width that's allowed for this graphics card, so you can't have something very heavy duty on it. You can't have the 2080s on them, but a 2070, possibly 1070s definitely. There's also a power supply over here, 500 watt if I remember correctly. That's what Intel had mentioned on their thing, and I'm not wearing my glasses, so unfortunately I can't read it off here. On this side now you have the main component, which houses the CPU, the RAM, and your storage unit. So if you ever want to upgrade your PC, you basically just take this card out and you can slide a new one, and once the newer generation comes in, maybe the 10th generation comes out, you know, literally just swap this out for it and you're pretty much all set. This is your motherboard per se now. Instead of having the system built on a motherboard back in the days where everything went inside it, you now have a daughter board at the bottom, which has I think 2 PCIe X16 connectors. One is for this main module, the other one is a double width, so you can install a graphics card. One of them is a the second one is also an X16, and then you have an X4 connector as well. So obviously if you're going to use a graphics card that is a double width, it's going to take over the X4 connector. I'm not sure if you can see the X4 connector over here. That's where that rests at, but you know, this is what the system looks like from the inside. So that was the Intel NUC 9 system. You have a very interesting concept over here. It's a small form factor PC and it's plenty powerful. It's not necessarily comparable to a very high-end gaming PC, but I mean, if you're a casual gamer running games at 2K or, you know, at that resolution, you can equip the system with something that's quite nice, quite beefy. Plenty of storage options. RAM can go up to 64 gigs, and obviously you've got the Intel i9 processor in there as well. The best thing I liked about this is that how Intel's developed this module, which you can probably remove and in the future equip it with a 10th gen processor, you know, because everything is on there, the motherboard, the processor, the RAM, the storage, everything sits inside here. So you could technically just remove it from the daughter board, which really acts more or less just as a connector, and you know, as long as specifications don't change much, you could hopefully equip it with a nicer, newer module on there in the future. Same thing goes with the graphics card. As they get more powerful, well, again, graphics card you can do pretty much on, you know, any system, but obviously the module is the highlighting part of it. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please do leave us with any comments that you have on us. This is Abbas signing out for Tech Radar, and again, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and click the bell icon to be notified of all new videos.